Kamusta mga ka-XU? We all do different things for the sake of our sanity and happiness. And especially during these times, we are often stressed by the pandemic and all that it has brought into our world. I Got You XU is here to share the story of a mother and a daughter, who at the same time is a teacher and a student.
As I open my eyes, another day is yet to begin. Another challenge and another chance. Good morning, class. Goodbye and thank you, class. As a teacher, these two phrases are constant in this new normal. Time check. It's already 12 p.m. 2 hours of facing the screen. I must have a screen break. And time for me to make lunch. Kamusta na kaya si baby doll ko? Is she hungry na kaya?
Hi! I'm so hungry. Gutom naman din ako always eh. Anyway, alam nyo as a student, everything is so hard and challenging. It's hard for me to understand the lessons through the screen. Hi! My classes are done now, so I should start answering some of the easy asynchronous activities. Uunahin ko muna yung mga easy tasks so that I won't faint later. Bawal ma-stress ang beauty ko, no? Hi! Finally, I am done. I think I should eat lunch now. But, before that, TikTok muna!
Oh! I have a scheduled meeting with the faculty and staff. Though it's tiring, but I'm always excited to see them virtually and know matters of importance. Laban lang self, laban Japan. Finally, tapos na. It's time for Loving Miss Bridget. My fave series ever. Oh, one episode lang talaga today, promise. Because stretching is lifer. I have to make gaya-gaya with the trending TikTok dances. And of course, di ko malilimutan si Maring Facebook, no? I have to be updated sa mga ganap sa life, duh. Well, for my listeners, have time for yourself too. You know, I don't consider these as lazing around. This is multitasking. As a matter of fact, these are also the ways to have a sustainable impact on my well-being and or increase positive emotions. Anyway, enough with gadgets, enough with social media and the like. Time for my daily walk around the garden. It's really good to have my daily dose of fresh air. As I was staring at the sky, my eyes started to fall. I should really take a quick nap. Good afternoon, world! I'm back and I'm ready to open again Microsoft Teams. I also have to make a point of writing down the names of students who have yet to submit. This is one of the ways to keep track of their progress. Oh, my baby doll is calling me. Mommy duties na naman.
It's 3 p.m. na. I'm currently answering my activities. But then, peeking around the corner of my eye was my bestie. Food! My eyes sparkled with delight. I grabbed some sweets to stay productive and to maintain my ever so energetic and bubbly personality. And it's 5 p.m. I'm done with all my academic tasks and it's me time.
I was walking past the sink and oh my gosh, parang mountain na ang mga pinggan. So Dime, it's time to wash the dishes. Wait, Are they hungry again? I could hear the cuties meowing. I called my daughters to feed them so I can start checking my students' outputs. After all that, it's finally time to lay in bed and sleep.
I think I should start doing my chores now para hindi na ako mapagalitan mamaya. And when I was sweeping the sahig, I was singing along to my forever love Lottie Kicks, Olivia Rodrigo, yeah. When someone suddenly called my name. Mother Dearest was telling me to feed the cats already. I called for the cats and started telling them about my day. And it goes like this. Alam niyo guys, I'm so tired na. It's been a hard day, but I'm coping. I mean, I need to cope with this new normal. And for sure, I will. I just need to pray and have time for me, myself, and I. Diba guys?
Ito si Hannah Fabella at ako ang bahala sa pagbibigay sa inyo ng pagmamahal at alaga.
At ako naman si Jillian Paraino, ang laging nandito para lamang sa inyo.
And this is I Got You XU. I know you got me, and I got you XU. Hey, XUJHS! We're glad to have you back on this episode of I Got You XU. Kaya pa ba today mga ka-XU? Nako, kayahin niyo talaga. Don't ever give up and remember to keep on surviving.
Yes, tama Hana. We welcome you to this episode of I Got You XU. And nandito kami to share the stories of alias Baby Doll and her mother dearest. Alam mo Han, bet ko talaga ang story natin today. It's important for us to have time for ourselves and di lang puro online classes.
Absolutely, Jill. Although we should remember na importante naman ang academics, but your well-being and happiness is equally as important as your ACADS. I also love how our story is coming from a mommy that teaches here sa XU. Shout out nga pala to Baby Doll and her mother dearest.
Like we promised sa aming previous episode, we will be joined by another special guest. Sorry Ate Abby, iba ang bias namin today. Joke lang. We are about to be graced by the presence of a very exciting speaker. Sino nga ba ang speaker natin today, Hannah?
She's a member of the beloved staff of our school. And ayon nga sa Facebook bio niya, she's a socially awkward penguin who wants to rule the world. After this quarantine, we would like to introduce Ma'am Adeva Jane Kalidas. Ma'am Adeva, take it away.
Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Jillian. Hi, everyone. It's very interesting to talk about goodbyes and thank yous and the things that come after. Most of us don't like goodbyes, except, of course, if that means like the end of class. But kidding aside, we don't like goodbyes because goodbyes usually mean an end to things, to relationships, to connections, and to friendships. So maybe we can think of the general feeling of goodbye as having a sense of loss or grief. Today, let's talk about the different stages of grief, what happens to us, and how we deal with it. In 1969, Swiss-American psychiatrist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross came up with the idea that grief could be divided into 5 stages. These are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. It would be good to note, however, that not everyone goes through all these stages of grief. And sometimes, grief could feel like a cycle. Sometimes, grief could be brief or short. Sometimes, these stages come in waves, or some stages even get skipped. So let's go to the different stages of grief. The first one is denial. We tend to ignore, bury, reject, deny what happened, or that we are hurt. This is a natural response. In a way, we're giving ourselves more time to process what's actually happening. If it's the end of a relationship, it can be terms like magbalik na lagi mi. We'll get back together eventually. We're just taking a break. If it's the loss of someone or something we love, there is a sense of suspended disbelief. We think that they're still there. We find ourselves saying, no, this isn't happening. Not me, not us. This is one of the most sorrowful parts of the stages of grief. The pain is still fresh, and there's a lot of unprocessed feelings. These unprocessed feelings eventually lead to the second stage, which is anger. Have you felt like you're angry at the world, at absolutely everything and everyone? Do you try to find something or someone to blame for your situation? It's the second stage of grief. Anger hides the core of what you're feeling. Sometimes it hides guilt. So we run away from it by projecting another emotion. We think that, well, maybe I can take revenge to this person. If it's a bad relationship, whether romantic or platonic, we think that we can hurt them as much as they hurt us. And then maybe that would make us feel better. We often find ourselves saying things like, you'll regret this, I'll make you pay. Sometimes we wish bad things on people. But anger isn't healthy. We are all hurting. Yes, some hurt more than others, but we tend to let our anger and rage blind us from important things that remain, that are still there. From people who are still here and who love us and care for us. And then, once we're done with anger, there comes the next stage, which is bargaining. When we say bargaining, I don't know why, but I immediately think of Doctor Strange and Dormammu, the Marvel-made mystical entity who controls time and space. Very powerful guy. In the movie, Doctor Strange returns to Dormammu again and again, saying, Dormammu, I have come to bargain. Again and again, until Dormammu eventually gives in. But you see, Doctor Strange had a leverage of sorts. She had powers. This is fiction. But in reality, we feel helpless, unable to fight back. When we bargain, we feel hopeless and we look back at the what ifs. What if I was a better friend, a better lover, a better son or daughter? What if I studied harder to get that honor spot or spent more time with the person I lost? Would that have made any difference? Sometimes we try to strike a bargain with God. We say, Lord, please bring him back. I'll do better. I'll be better. Like denial, bargaining also gives us time to feel and process our grief, our sadness, our loneliness. Because the world gets to a standstill as the next stage enters. And the next stage is depression. We know what depression is. It's seen as an enemy that needs to be fought. Sometimes depression is confused with sadness or just a general sense of melancholy. Unlike anger or bargaining, where it feels like we're doing something, it's something we wish to act on, depression is more still, quiet. Oftentimes, we'd like to be left alone. We withdraw from friends and family. You lose sleep. You don't want to eat. You lose interest in the things you used to be very passionate about. If there's a need, we can see a therapist to help us process our feelings. It would be helpful to keep family and friends close to you. But it's good to remember that at this stage, you are beginning to heal. And when we have begun to heal, we slowly approach the last stage of grief, which is acceptance. Acceptance is knowing that things are no longer the way they were and being okay with it. It's not the absolute absence of grief, but coexisting with it. It's not necessarily pure happiness either. It's gaining new perspectives, new outlooks in life. It's cherishing memories without feeling the need to regress or go back. It's thanking the person who leaves for the good things, but not going back to that person. It's encouraging yourself to move forward. It's knowing that things could still be bad, but you're okay with it. It's accepting that it's okay to be just okay. But don't get me wrong, not all goodbyes are sad or would cause grief. Most goodbyes mean we're moving on to better places, better people, better situations. Yes, there might be some points of sadness there, and that's normal. But so are the prospects of a better life. Goodbyes are also helpful when we're saying goodbye to toxic, harmful habits, lifestyles, and people. When we recognize that we are imperfect and that the people around us are too, it makes it easier to move forward. Sometimes goodbyes can be see you agains, and there's excitement of the next time we actually see each other. One thing, however, that is universally true is that with an end, as cliche as it might sound, there's always another beginning. And the best way to face that beginning is with a hopeful, grateful heart. Keep your family and friends close. Ask for help when you need it. And fill your days with love and light. And remember, grief is a normal part of life. But let's not stay there. So that's all from me today. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone. Live your life fully. You only have one.
Thank you so much, Mama Deva, for joining us on this episode of I Got You XU.
Mga ka-XU, it's time for my favorite part na. Let's listen to a song that may seem familiar and iconic to you all. From the hit TV series filled with mysterious and thrilling adventures. It's that one TV show we all love. May you reach the stars and fly a fantasy. This is Never Ending Story from Stranger Things. Here we go.
Turn around, look at what you see in her face, the mirror of your dream. Make believe I'm everywhere, giving in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to our never-ending story.
Clouds You just saved the world.
Gosh, I miss you, Dusty Bun.
And I miss you more, Susie Poo.
I miss you more multiplied by all the stars in our galaxy.
No, I miss you.
Enough!
And that ends this episode of I Got You XU. Have time for yourselves, mga ka-XU, and enjoy life because it's a never-ending story.
As they say, YOLO, you only live once. And we hope this episode reminded you to treasure your life and the little things that go along with it. Stay happy and healthy, and we'll see you on our next episode. We invite you to be updated kasi tulad nito, the next episode will be exciting as well. Of course, no? Kami pa ba? Kita-kits mga ka-XU.
Once again, ito si Hannah Fabella at ako ang bahala sa pagbibigay sa inyo ng pagmamahal at alaga.
At ako naman si Jillian Paraino, ang laging nandito para lamang sa inyo. You'll always have me.
And me too. And this is I Got You XU.